Okay, Chapter 2, Lesson 4, solving equations with variables on both sides. So remember that our 4 rules for solving are distribute, which is only if there's in parentheses. Today is going to be our main focus of the combined like terms, so that's when we're going to have variables on both sides. Then we'll go back to add or subtract like we've done in the past and multiply or divide. The first thing we're going to talk about is when does an equation have one solution, no solution, or many solutions? So an equation will have one solution if anytime you solve an equation and you get x equals a number. So basically all of the ones that we've been doing up until this point. So for my example, I have 2x plus 1 equals 9. First thing I would do is subtract 1 to each side. So that would give me 2x equals 8. Divide by 2, and x equals 4. Today we're going to be focusing on no solutions and many solutions also included into our solvings. And so when you have a no solution is when your variables cancel out and you are left with two numbers that do not equal. So in this one, if I go to combine like terms and I'm going to move my x to the left and I subtract 2x to both sides, they cancel out. And I'm left with this equation that says 3 equals 1, which is not true. And so this one has no equation or no solution. So for this equation, you could not put any number into x to make it work. The third option is if you have a many solution equation. And on this one, our variables are going to cancel out and we're going to be left with two numbers that are equal. So when I subtract 2x to both sides here, they both cancel out and I'm left with 3 equals 3, which is true. So in that case, you could put any x in and it would still equal each other. So we're just going to be watching for those. Okay, so for our number 1 here, we have 5x minus 3 equals 13 minus 3x. So again, we don't have any distribute on this one. So we're looking for next combined like terms, and we usually try to always move x to the left. So I'm going to plus the 3x here to move it over underneath the 5x. So because of inverse property, those would cancel out. 5x plus 3x would leave me with 8x minus 3 equals 13. Now I'm on step 3, which is addition or subtraction. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So 8x equals 16. Then fourth step is multiply or divide. So divide by 8 on both sides, and x is 2. So that is a 1 solution. On number 3, remember if a variable stands alone, we're going to sneak it and give it a 1. So I'm going to put a 1 in front of that negative m. Again, there's no distribute on this one, so I'm on to combine like terms. Again, I like to have my variables on my left-hand side, so I'm going to plus 6m to both sides. So that would give me 1 plus 5m equals 6. Subtract 1 to both sides, so 5m equals 5. Divide by 5, and m is 1. 1 solution again. On number 5, I have these fractions, which is fine. So I'm going to add 3/4 k to my 1/2 k. And so in order to put that in my calculator, I'm going to put it in as open 1 divided by 2 close plus open 3 divided by 4 close. Math, enter, enter. And I get 5/4 k minus 3 equal to 2. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides, which gives me 5/4 k equals 5. Divide both sides by 5/4 in parentheses, and then k equals 4. All right, on number 7 here is where we do our first distributing. So remember, in distributing, we take the number out front and we multiply it. Since there's no symbol right here, we know that it's a times. So we're going to multiply it by everything on the inside. So first I'll do 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. Then 3 times negative 3x is negative 9x. Set that equal to negative 9x minus 4, which was on the right. After distribute, now I combine like terms. I want to move x to the left, so I'm going to plus 9x to both sides. And what do we notice? We're left with negative 6 equals negative 4. That is not true. So this one is our first no solution. On number 9, first rule, always distribute. So 9 times 4 is 36x. 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. Equal to 2 times 9x is 18x. And 2 times 3 is 6. Next step, combine like terms, move x to the left. So I'm going to subtract 18x to both sides. That leaves me with 18x minus 9 equals 6. Third step, add or subtract. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides, which gives me 18x equals 15. Divide both sides by 18. And I'm going to do 15 divided by 18, math, enter, enter, to reduce my fraction. So I get that it equals 5/6. I'm trying to find a many solution one here. That's 8, 6, 4. Oh, here we go. Here's lots of hard ones. Let's do number 17 here. Well, we can do number 15 first. So there's no distribute. There's just a lot of fractions going on, which is fine because we have our calculators. And so since there's no distribute, the first thing I'm going to do is combine like terms. I'm going to subtract half x to the left. So those would cancel. So I'm going to type in parenthesis 2 divided by 3, close. And I'm subtracting, open, 1 divided by 2, close. Math, enter, enter. And so over here on the left, I get 1/6 x minus 1/6 equals 5/6. So now I'm going to add 1/6 to both sides. So I get 1/6 x equals 1. Divide by 1/6 in parentheses. And so x equals 6. Number 18 here is a parenthesis with a distribute. So I'm going to distribute here. The 1/3 times n would give me 1/3 n, or x. 1/3 times 1 is plus 1/3. Equals 1/6 times 3 is 2n. No, wait, 1/2 n, sorry. And then 1/6 times 5 is negative 5/6. Subtract half x to both sides. So I type that in as parenthesis 1/3 minus parenthesis 1/2, math, enter, enter, is negative 1/6 x plus 1/3 equals negative 5/6. Subtract 1/3 to both sides. So negative 1/6 x equals parenthesis negative 5 divided by 6, close, minus, open, 1 divided by 3, close, math, enter, enter, and I get negative 7/6. Divide by 1/6 to both sides, negative 1/6. So x is parenthesis negative 7/6 divided by parenthesis negative 1/6, and I get 7. Let's go down to 22 here. Kind of long, has a lot going on, a lot of distributing and combining like terms. So we'll start with our distributing. 2 times a is 2a, or 2x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. And then we have this plus 7. Equals 5 times a is 5x. 5 times positive 2 is plus 10. And then finish the rest of the problem. Minus 3x minus 19. So in this one, we're actually going to have to combine like terms on the same side of an equation. So this is a note we need to write down. When combining like terms on the same side of the equals, do not change the signs. When combining like terms on the same side of the equals, do not change the signs. So I start over here on the left, I have 2x. And when I go to combine these two, they're on the same side of the equals, so I do not want to change their signs. So when I type it in, I'm going to type it in just like it is. I'm going to type in negative 18 plus 7 to get negative 11. And the reason why is if I would try to do like minus 7, that would move it over to the other side of the equals. And I don't want that to happen. I just want to simplify the two that I circled. So same thing over here. When I take 5x and negative 3x and combine them, I get 2x. Again, I just did 5 minus 3. If I tried to add the 3x, it would go to the other side of the equals, clear over here. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to simplify the left side. Then I have a positive 10 and a negative 19. And when I combine those, I get negative 9. Now, since I'm down to just an x and a number on each side, now when I subtract the 2x, it will go over here. Notice they cancel out on both sides, and I'm left with negative 11 equals negative 9, which is not true. So this is another one of our no solutions. So on this side, same thing. When I distribute, I get 3x minus 24 minus 5 equals 9x plus 18 plus 1. So first I'm going to combine like terms on the same side of the equals, so I do not want to change their signs. So over on the left I have 3x minus 29, and then on the right side I have 9x plus 19. Subtract 9x to both sides. That gives me negative 6x minus 29 equals 19. Add 29 to both sides. So negative 6x equals 19 plus 29, 48. Divide by negative 6, and x is negative 8. So again, the biggest thing to remember is if you are combining like terms on the same side of the equals, do not change their signs. Don't do the opposites. But if you're trying to move it across the equal sign, that's when you do the opposites. Okay, a couple word problems here. The first one, 2/3 of a number reduced by 11 is equal to 4 more than the number. So I start with 2/3 of means to multiply, x. Reduced would be subtract 11 is equal to, and then it says 4 more than. Remember, more than has to go at the end of the equation. So I'd put x plus 4.